Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to Friday Fun Day. Hope you're all doing well. Likely going to be a bit of a shorter stream today, but anyway, guys, we will, as always, have a look at the charts, see what we can come up with moving forward. So, without further ado, guys, as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome to another edition of the London session, where we will have a look at gold. We'll also have a look at some other pairs shortly. You guys know the drill, though. In the meantime, if you could, please make sure to smash that like button for me on YouTube. Guys, we really need your help to keep this stream going on YouTube. I really need you guys to just one simple thing: smash that like button for me. And TikTok, you guys know the drill as well. You guys, if you can, just smash that screen for me. In the meantime, guys, any questions, reading charts, anything you'd like me to take a look at, feel free to send those into the chat. I'll get to you all shortly. But without further ado, let's have a look at the news for today. We've had some high impact news just being released for the pound with GDP. Let's just refresh that and see what the data was. So it came out negative. So I've not really looked at the pound at all. I've not looked at the charts, just gold, so that's what was left on yesterday. But obviously it came out negative, so we can have a quick look at the pound as well. Moving forward today, though, nothing in regards to high impact news for the US session, for my session, not for the US dollar anyway. So nothing that really should impact news other than if there is anything breaking. So obviously some high impact CAD news though. So guys, without further ado, once again, don't forget to smash that like button, YouTube and TikTok. Hit that little screen for me. And let's get cracking with the analysis. And as always, we will start with the beast that is the gold. And looking at the weekly, so we're finally flipped back bullish after spending the majority of the week to the downside. We are now forming a weak bullish candle, still an inside bar candle, but the higher time frame picture, in my personal opinion, we are still extremely bullish. Onto the daily time frame, and the daily, what we can see is we're at some resistance here to the left on the daily. We are bullish in structure. We are creating consecutive, well, a series really of high lows here if you use a trend line, which I generally don't. But we obviously are creating some higher lows, not really creating higher highs though. But either way, what we do have is counter probabilities being to the upside, but hard to ignore the fact that we are at some pretty solid resistance here to the left hand side. So counter probabilities and structure to the upside. The 4 hours we can see here is also well, it's still bearish, and it will remain bearish as long as it remains below this whole level of resistance. So not ideally going to be the level I'm going to want to buy into, to be honest. So we may be looking for options to take a sell. So we're just going to mark in the high of that resistance as well. I want to see what we've got above that level. There could be some potential buys. We're also going to mark in the support at the current level, and we will now make our way down to the 15-minute time frame and see what we have got here. So the 15-minute is also bullish. So the bias is bullish, but again, seeing we are at resistance wouldn't really make all that much sense for me to actually buy it into the resistance. So for the buys, obviously I want to be above it. And what I want to see prior to any buy is what we're doing just now. I want to trigger in some sellers, reject, then wipe those sellers out, close above, and then I would entertain a buy. Just trading in line with the bias, in line with the trend, in line with the structure within the daily candle. That is what I could be looking for in regards to any buys above the resistance here at 33.4584. Now, further buy options, if we were to pull back really to anywhere, really, I'd be looking for pullbacks all day long on gold. Pullback buy. So just a matter of which level, to be honest. Marking this as the most immediate level. Not sure if I have the margin to buy it from that point, but we would consider it. We'll also consider the sells. So now, guys, on to the sell options, and let's just maybe adjust this zone ever so slightly. All right, all good. So what I'm looking at, this looks eerily similar to yesterday. If you guys remember, at this stage yesterday, we were around about here, and we're forming very similar structure at the minute within price action. If you guys remember yesterday, we're looking for potential sells throughout, but we just did not get the option. It just kept eventually pulling back up. Yesterday with the members, we did actually take advantage of some gold sells, which was called in the members trade idea section. Took a sell just here and secured up to about 20, pushed for about 25 pips, so we secured some profit on that one. So good day in the end. So if we do reject just now, what I want to see is I need to see a little bit of support on the 5 minute prior to any entry. What I like is the fact that we've now pretty much closed below this minor resistance here in the 5. So if we were to close back a very weak bullish candle, then potentially we could have some options to sell it. But without it, I'm not going to take off the back of just one bearish 15-minute candle. I want to see something within it, like I mentioned, that 5 minute support, because if we do form that support and if we begin to break that support, that becomes my entry point to the downside. So I let it form a bit of structure on the 5 minute with a 15-minute confirmation of rejection, and then we possibly could look for some sells from higher up here. Otherwise, guys, I'm just gonna have to wait to see if price comes back down and forms support again of that 33, 34, and that is probably going to be the game plan. So just put buys above that point there, and sells really, yeah, if we get the right reason to sell it. But that is ideally what I'd be looking at here on gold today. Let's see what presents for session open. We'll hang around for a bit and see what, if anything, comes up. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. If it does, make sure YouTube smash that like button. Don't forget, it's very important. It's the least you guys can do is just hit that like button for me and say g'day in the chat. Don't be shy, guys. Just let me know you're out there. Say g'day. TikTok to the 54 of you on stream at the minute. Thank you to the new followers. I will get to you guys shortly. Let's move on to German 40, the DAX. So gold dropping at the minute. Not much I can do about that. And let's do the top down on German 40 here and onto the weekly. And what we can see is we're still engulfing. So similar scenario to yesterday, as I mentioned, what I'd be looking for is what levels we are pulling back to. And those levels, if we were to continue bullish, we'd want to see support form and look for opportunities to take a buy back up. It looks like we're making a pretty decent pullback at the minute. We're back below some resistance here to the left hand side onto the daily. Now this, with the counter probabilities to the downside, suggests we could potentially make a deeper correction. So what we're going to do is mark in the current daily low, also marking the current daily counters high. So we do have that lower low, lower high. Don't necessarily have much of a need to pop back up and break our own high yet again. If we do so, then it's a high probability we're going to retest the all-time high yet again on the DAX. Onto the 4 hour structure is technically still bullish the way I see it, but we have obviously created a bit of a pullback here. We have formed support at the daily low, so we'll mark that in, and we'll form resistance at this point here. So this is the 4 hour range. We'll likely be looking for trades either from support or from the resistance, or either side of the support slash resistance. Onto the 15, definitely bearish in structure here. We're just going to adjust this zone to the lowest point of any bullish candle, which is this point here. And what we're going to be looking for is closures below. Now, seeing it's come from a fair distance back without any pullback just yet, I'd rather see price trigger in some buys first, wipe those buyers out, close below, retest, and then look for some continuation sells below the support here, 24,286.7. So sells below that point there. Now, off the back of the weekly, which is still forming quite a strong bullish candle, still are engulfing that previous weekly candle, I would also consider buying it if we did respect the support form at the daily candles low and provide a signal within price action to look for a buy option from the current level. So that is pretty much what I'd be looking at on German 40 for the time being. We'll consider anything else maybe moving forward if it does present. Now the other, well, let's quickly go back to gold actually. All right, about to close. Yeah, there's nothing just yet. Don't have what I want to see. There's no real structure forming here on a 5, so we're still got to wait for gold. Just gonna mention, guys, this is another indice which I was interested in looking at and keeping a bit of an eye on a couple months back, but I kind of gave it a flick for whatever reason. I can't remember why. I'm kind of more interested in trading the FTSE, to be honest, than GJ. I've fallen out of love with GJ, to be honest. So let's have a look at the FTSE here. And once again, also starting at the weekly time frame, and we are forming a strong bullish candle. Looks like this is also at some all-time highs, as are most of the indices, probably all the major indices at the minute. So based off that, I'd be preferring the buy options today because we are right near the high. Let's mark in the daily candles low though, and just see if there is some sort of price action catalyst that we could look out for below it, such as maybe a structure flip on the minor time frame. And we're also going to mark in that previous daily candles high. Onto the 4 hour, once again, also very bullish here. We'll include the bearish candle wick for the time being. We'll likely be adjusting it shortly. The all-time high is where we've got the most recent resistance, and we'll make our way down to the 15-minute time frame here. All right. So we'll just do that. We'll just adjust this zone. And what we can see is the 15-minute structure, the way I see it, still technically bullish, and it won't change until back below here. So you don't really have a catalyst below the daily low. But what we do have, which would still make me entice me into looking for some potential sell options below daily low, is we obviously create a low. We have popped up to create a low high. We've pulled back down to the low. Once again, bounced off that level, form support again. So if we were to pop back down again, and actually this level was to fail and price was to close below, pull back up to tap back in, then I feel there's a high probability at that point there that we will continue back down to the lower portions of the 4 hour support around that 89.42, roughly 89.41, 89.40. So off the back of that, sales below that point there look a good option to me. Obviously buys above the high still makes sense in a big strong uptrend. And aside from that, this is the most recent resistance form within the current daily candle. And if we were to continue bearish, then we don't really have much of a need to close above that point there. If we do so, what we're likely going to do at that point there is retest the weekly / all-time highs off the back of that. I would also consider my options to take a buy from above this level here, 89.80.8 to be exact. So that is the FTSE. And we'll see. I mean, it could get buys from the support as well. I'll just put that in. Hopefully that all makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Gold, you can see breaking that low, irrespective, no upper wick. There's definitely no entry for me at the minute on gold. So hopefully you've had a good week, guys. It's been a solid week for me. 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 break even. Well up in a week now. And good start to yet another month, July. It's been a really good start. And how about you guys? Let me know how you're going. Tony Gold, appreciate you. Discipline key. Nothing better than a 5 a.m. leg workout and then cardio before London. Mate, well done. Kudos to you. 200 squats a day will sort you out. Yep. That will definitely do a trick. And push-ups. Sketchmas, appreciate the like. Good morning, Franco. Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Bartman, yep, would appreciate it. Partial off F. Thank you, my friend. Didn't have to, but I do really appreciate it. Thank you for those stickers. Do appreciate it, mate. Let me see. Let me sift through the TikTok chat. Let me actually send a link to my team just quickly if anyone is about and would like to join the stream. So yesterday's gold trade was called out in the trade I did section of the members group just in time. I was having dinner, just caught it just in time, got it in about a couple minutes before the entry, and we secured some profit on that one. So that was a good trade off the 5-minute rejection, 15-minute bearish, strong bearish closure, 30-minute closed bearish at the same time. And that was enough for us to take some sell options. From that level, I was looking for sells from basically the whole stream yesterday. All right, TikTok. The tickety tock. What have we got here from the TikTok? Electro, what website? This is TradingView to mark up the charts. MetaTrader 5 is what I execute trades on through my broker's server. Leon, thank you for sharing a live. Absolute profit goal last time. P-Man, nice work. Good. Well done, mate. Chris, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Last night, yep, nice one. Arafin, good morning to you, brother. Still in buy, nice one. 33.16. Good work, mate. Just have a plan. Don't be greedy. Also coming to the last, obviously, hours of the week. Shotgun Blake 7. This is TradingView. It's a free website, free app. So we're all right. I thought it was the 15-minute close, but it's not. Gold melting. DS the Mech, g'day to you. Hope you're well. What is happening to BTC? Crazy, isn't it? It's just continues to push into all-time high territory, and some of these alts are starting to really run. Yeah, so well done to anyone who is currently invested into the crypto quite heavily. Darius, sell gold. That's what I'm preferring, just because the level we're at, but nothing just yet. I'll are you in on the? No, I'm not. Again, there was no structure for me to take it, so I'm not going to take it off the back of one bearish candle up here. It's just not enough for me. So for Abdi, my time frame, generally speaking, is the 15, but also the 5. Geraldine, XRP, hopefully going to boom. Yeah, it hurts me, but I reckon it will. Steve, good morning to you. Hope you're well. Carl, was expecting you today for some reason. Wasn't sure, to be honest, if I was going to bother, but I thought, nah, can't leave you guys hanging. Wow, not a bad potential sell confirmation on FTSE. But this count looks like it's just broken straight off the bat, so it's a little bit too late because you should be in already. So this is the kind of thing I'll be looking out for on gold. You got a bit of 5-minute support, you close well below it. Just here as well. Off the back of that, not a bad entry. Peter J, 2.4% weak so far, nice one. Harold Enriquez, any look on GJs yet? No, let me look at it though. We'll do the analysis. To be honest, I'm just not been watching it much at all off late. But anyway, looking at the weekly, we are very similar to the DAX here, so we're pulling back, but we are still engulfing that previous candle. Very strong level of resistance we are currently at, hence why we are maybe respecting it, pulling back, but the daily might give us a different picture here. So a few things here. We are actually bullish in structure. We've also tapped into this level here to the left, and we are respecting that level. We still remain above it. We've tapped in below it multiple times. I'm not sure this candle, if it broke the low before breaking high, what the deal is. I've not been near the charts all day, but irrespective, as long as we remain above that 198.50, I think there's a good chance we will continue to push and potentially tap into that 200 level again. The 4-hour, strong rejection obviously on the current candle. Previous candle was a very nice closure, to be honest. The catalyst to suggest price could have pushed up towards that 199.830, the current weekly candle's high. But off the back of the news, I'm assuming, hence the rejection at the moment, and weakness in the pound by the looks of things. As far as resistance, that's the most recent 4-hour resistance. We don't have confirmation yet of this level, being obviously it could still flip. Over 2 hours left. Now GJ, I focus more on the 30. I'd be definitely marking that level. And what I can tell you is the structure on the 30-minute time frame is, believe it or not, technically bullish. So it's in a still strong uptrend. And to be honest, if you're not in sells, you've missed the best part of the move. So what I'd be looking for in GJ is for price to come back down to the support here around that 198.420, 198.30. Form support back above that point and await some sort of price action catalyst for a potential buy. Now, aside from that, is it the low of the 4-hour? Yep, bullish candle. So we need to keep that level in as is. You can just adjust it maybe a little bit, but we need to keep that low in. So aside from that, so that'd be the buy options. What I'd be looking for is, before any continuation sells below this point, we do have clean traffic. What I want to see is price trigger in some buyers, just so we know they're present at that point there, and we may have the liquidity to continue bearish if we wipe those buyers out, begin to close below, pop below, retest, and pull away from that zone. So that is what I want to see for any sell options below 198 to 30 roughly on GJ. Otherwise, pulls back up. Yeah, the buys above look best. Let's have a look at the 15. Yeah, right on that level. Buys above look not much margin, to be honest. I probably wouldn't want to buy it at that level. I'd rather look for sell options as well. Make of that what you will. Hopefully it helps. Dine Uru, Master went crazy. Carl, no, I looked at both. To be honest, I did the analysis on both the pairs, both the indices. Did mention FTSE would be a pretty good sell as well, and look at it, wow, making a move. Nice one. Irrespective, nice to see the analysis playing out. Yeah, you just missed it, my friend. So we'll stick around for London Open, guys. And then I'll reassess. Won't be such a long call though today, but I will stay on a call with my team for those who are about for a little bit longer. Wow, gold melting. It's interesting. I was interested to see that silver also was breaking out. Needed to pop above 3750 to be into really clean territory. And it's just rejected literally just below that point. So very close to it. Extremely close to tap in. But irrespective, it's in a very, very strong uptrend. Is the good old silver. Wow, look at that. So that's normally a very strong signal. Bearish engulfing on the M30, but you're at support as well. So again, for me, there is no sells on the next candle below this point. Reason being is we come from the daily high. I want to see price trigger in some buyers, similar to what I mentioned just previously when I was looking at GJ. Trigger in some buyers, bounce off it, then wipe those buyers out, and then if we got the margin, I would consider sells, but likely won't have the margin below that, below support either way. Geraldine, see there why you would not have went in, because I didn't have a catalyst. I didn't have a signal, price action signal. I trade my way. I look for patterns that I recognize that work for me, that I have the data to back up my system. I didn't have one just there. First of all, the 30-minute overrides the 15. The 30 was a very strong bullish engulfing candle. We had one relatively strong bearish 15-minute candle, but if I was to trade it off the back of that, which I did yesterday with the members, we also had a 30 closing back week bearish as well, but nothing compared to the prior bullish candle. If I was to trade off the back of that, I need at least 5-minute support and price popping below it to create that little bit of structure. I didn't have any of that. So to me, this is a move that I know could play out, but I'd rather miss it because I know it's not as high probability as the move if I was to wait for to present. It's not as high probability of a move. So that's why I didn't take it. For me, it's not a signal. It's not my trade. Then you could say with anything. I mean, why wouldn't you sell here? Why wouldn't you sell there? Why, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just not my trade. That's why. Bronze buy now? Nah, not for me. No, there's no buys without any confirmation, guys. I don't just trade based off price tapping into a level. All right, price is approaching the support, the low of it. We've got 30 seconds until session open. What's up, Arifin? Discipline's key. Gold is melting. It is. GJ potential buyers, loyalty, family. No, I don't see any buyers here. Not for me. I'm not going to be trading it either way. For there to be a buy, for me to consider it, it needs to close bullish engulfing. And then maybe if I was to bother trading GJ, I'd say it's bouncing off that previous level. But otherwise, we've recently wiped through that level to the upside. So that I consider to be a wipeout of the level. I'm not so concerned by it anymore. So it could still form support and head back up from here, but it's not a level I'd be interested really, unless I had a really strong catalyst such as the engulfing candle. But session open now, guys. Anyway, gold continuing to melt, all good. Again, it's just way too far gone without it resetting, so not chasing it. Way too late. Jordan, yeah, bear in mind, it has pushed to the high 15 minutes, very high probability of dropping based on the day before done. Again, if it's a highly probability trade in regards to the way you go about it, by all means, I hope you took it. To me, it's not. We don't all trade the same. We don't all trade the same way. That's something you need to understand. I will trade to my strengths because I know I'm better off. I know that is what works for me. If I was to take a trade against my plan, my rules, my system, and I took a loss, I'd be pissed off. And it's not what I want to do on a Friday. Not at all. I'd be all weekend be shitty about it. And that's not what you want to do as a trader. You don't want to be emotional. So that's why you have a system, you trust it, you follow it, you trade your rules, trade your plan. Then win, lose or draw, you can't be disappointed, in all honesty. Because you know by the end of it, your system works 7, 8, 9 times out of 10. You just got to back yourself in. That's all I'm doing. Kenley, you just watch the streams. Otherwise, if you want to know more, you can send me a DM. It's all in the on the profile page. Jordan, yeah, I get it. I get you. Yeah, well, that's it. Like, we've all got different ways of going about it, and that's just, for me, I didn't have a signal. Plus, it's in a big, strong uptrend, so I'm not just going to sell off the back of one 15-minute bearish candle. Sleepy, do you think we'll go back up next 9 hours? Well, it all depends on if structure is respected. So we're actually, could argue, flip the 15-minute structure here on gold. So look, could it? Yes. Will it? I don't know. Don't have a crystal ball. I react to what I see in front of me at the time I'm on the charts, and that's it. Jordan, you too. Kinley, what's that question mark for? Just, yeah, the links are all on the profile page, mate. All right, let's look at the FTSE. So yeah, would have definitely given enough to secure some profit, but we're now just consolidating. Oh, German 40. Yeah, so a confirmation for me would be, but this London open candle has heaps of volume. Could have been a cheeky liquidity candle entry break of that bearish candle high. But aside from that, what you want to see is price close above that point. Now, so I'm not trading GJ for the time being. I've decided I just don't want to trade it. I don't watch it enough anymore. So I want to pick up both the DAX and FTSE, likely. So at the minute, full transparency, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, the only pair I am trading live is gold. Gold is the only one I'm trading live. FTSE and DAX would be just basically demo trading for the time being, because I need to do, you know, my own due diligence and test things out to make sure, because these are a whole different kettle of fish when you're talking about indices. So I'm not prepared to jump straight into it. I'm going to work out what sort of lot size I want to trade these indices with, how I'm going to go about managing it. But from what I can see, definitely the 5-minute time frame on the DAX is something I'll need to look at. The FTSE, I'm thinking I can trade it pretty much the exact same way I look at gold from what I see. But again, I still need to keep a bit more of an eye on it. Hey, are you in a short? No, I'm not in a short. Arafin, yo bro, is it at some sort of support? It is. It's broken through one level and it could potentially come down to the next level here. I mean, you got levels after levels here, so it's not easy to sell unless you had a catalyst to sell it from the highs here, because now the level it's at, I'd rather sell it again upon a pullback, or maybe look for options to buy it. Geraldine, do you think there's advantages of just trading one, e.g. gold? I personally think choosing just one. Yep, I agree. Reduces risk. It does, and also you get to know that, you know, indice, pair, metal, whatever it is, quite intimately, like how it moves around session open and things like that. So to be honest, I'm quite happy just trading gold. It generally will give me some solid moves. May not always be on stream, but I tend to find, you know, a pretty solid move at least once a day. Not always, sometimes it'll be multiple times a day. Sometimes it won't. Just the time on the charts will be nothing. But I think that's a really good way to go about it. Less is more. Arafin, we're rejected from. That's my support. I reckon it will go up from there. You're talking about the highs here. It's at a very strong resistance on the 4 hour, the daily. Hence why it could be rejecting quite strongly. So for the buys now, again, I want it to be back above this support first of all, and I want to see some structure form yet again. So maybe on the 5 minute, we need to see a similar sort of scenario. When it popped back above, a little bit of a pause and closing the 15 back above. Also preferably the 30 in this case. Seeing it's been a pretty strong push back down. And off the back of that, I could manage to somehow get a decent entry anyway on a gold buy if that was to present. Geraldine, currently working a job to make more capital so I can take it more serious in college next year. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a good way to go about it. But just make sure to only risk what you can afford to lose as well, because there's no guarantees in trading. Do you have a previous normal job or have always? Yeah, of course. I've got a business with a family in the background too. You gotta start. I mean, I'm a little bit older as well, so it's not like I've been training for 20 odd years, you know. Been training for more than 8 years now. But of course, prior to it, I was always had jobs, been in a job. Arafin, get funded. Yeah, funded, decent way to go about it, but again, funded accounts, it's not for everyone. I would not suggest it for someone who is quite new to trading as well. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to get stuck in a rut of endlessly retrying, paying again for another evaluation, and getting wrecked. So you're better off trading with your own capital if that's the case. You probably respect it more. Geraldine, yeah, I don't blame you, to be honest. I agree, but having said that, I probably will have a crack at it. I remember some prominent YouTuber at one point had a crack. Someone who's well respected within the industry. I can't remember exactly who it was though, to be honest. I'm not lying. But he failed. he said it wasn't for him. He failed. He had a few attempts of it and he just failed. So it's not necessarily for everyone. K100, yeah, I wouldn't personally be trading it this time of day, but anyway, I'll take a look at it for you. And we'll start at the weekly time frame. Similar to gold here, it's flipped back bullish, has a high low, high low, so it has created once again an all-time high throughout the week. Currently pulling back towards its open though. What we do have is bearish counter probabilities on the daily time frame. Pretty much tapped into that support and it's bouncing back up here, so a lot of strength to the downside today, but we are bouncing. Structurally it definitely is bullish onto the 4-hour, and hence why we are bouncing. Obviously it's a very strong level of support on the higher time frame picture. So this is the rough dirty range that we're currently within on the 4-hour. It's an ugly one, to be honest. Makes things very tricky when you look at that, to be honest. You know it's not going to be that clean on the minor time frames here, but it actually doesn't look that bad. Minor time frame, the 15 is bearish. Yeah, yeah, I would consider it bearish. So I'll be looking at, again, the weekly, we are forming bullish candle. So if I was to look for buys other than from support, it would be if price, for instance, happens to form support at 22,760 roughly, bounces back up, breaks above the most recent resistance, then I feel it's a high probability of coming back up to the 4-hour level at 22,870. Further options to the upside would be just literally looking for buys from the 4-hour support if price popped back down and gave price action catalyst. And in regards to sells, once again, the way I see things, I'd want price to trigger in some buyers as it approaches this level, maybe bounce off, then wipe out those buyers, close below, and then I'd be looking for sell options to take it back down to the 4-hour support. That's what I'd personally be looking at on NAS. I suppose there's nothing wrong with looking for the buyers from this support as well. Again, it's all about price action catalyst, and if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just got to stick around. You'll pick up on things the more you hang around the stream. Alright, 7 and a bit minutes left here on gold. Let's see if the 5-minute closes above this support again, then I may take a small position as the new candle breaks the high of this 15-minute candle. Tricky though, because we're going up against the strength of the previous M30, which was a very strong bearish candle, but we've got a bit of consolidation. We've got the 5-minute engulfing, so that's the rules, guys. It has to close back above this support on the M15, and I will consider taking a small entry. We're back at a level of interest for me to look for buy options. What's the high? 33, 34, 48. 33, 34, 68. The following candle has to create a lower wick prior to entry as well. So if it pops straight up, as we often see, like so, breaks the high, there is no entry. I have to wait patiently for it to pop back down, create a lower wick, and the entry comes a little bit higher up at that point. So we've got a minute left, guys. Let's see if we close above that horizontal, back above that blue zone. Dogen, yeah, there are many horror stories. Arafid looks to, oh, you're out if you buy, okay. Build into funny account, say like $50, get whatever, for example 5k if I lose that. But no, you don't know. You lose your account, that's it. You just lose the ability to trade and to pass it, to get access to the 5k. That's it. You only lose your $50, your fee. So again, I had the 300k account, which cost me about 6,000 Aussie at the time. which again, the scamming bastards took from me when I was due a payout, just before I was due a payout. And that's the issue with funded accounts. So I didn't close bulk, guys, so there is no entry just now. That is the concern with funded accounts, because they at any point can come up with any bullshit parameter to not pay you out. And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, absolutely nothing. You can fight it all you like. I did. You get nowhere because they just don't buy in the end of it. How much is the account? There's different. It just depends. Different prop firms, different account challenge sizes and all that. So how much is yeah, sorry, just read Sean. What's a good platform to use for this? TradingView. It's free. I don't use the paid version. I don't need it. I don't use indicators, so I use the free version of it. Geraldine, personally, no, because I was waiting. I was a week away from requesting a payout, and they came up with bullshit excuses. So that's the issue. Unless you go, at that time, I was told that that particular prop firm was pretty legitimate, and we had evidence. My friend and I had evidence of people getting paid out. But what happened is they changed ownership, and after that, that's when everything just shit the bed. My mate had the exact same issue as well. I think he got a bit of a payout though prior to it, because he started the account a little bit before I did. Against the odds, are we about to enter the trade right now? No. It didn't close above. The rules are rules. They're there for a reason. So this suggests to me it's not a strong enough closure against the strength of the 30 and against the strength of that previous M15. Nathaniel, I'm in a buy. Should I get out? You should have a plan as to how you're going to go about managing it. What was the entry? Just because I'm not in a buy doesn't mean it won't go up, guys. So as long as you're following your plan, it's within your rules, then you've got to manage it accordingly. What time frame? So mainly the 15, but also the 5 as well. Manual, big short to 3250. What do you think? 3250. I don't know, to be honest. Psychological quarter number. Ethan, buy or sell? Right now, nothing for me, but we'll see. See how the 30 closes. Very good morning to you, Dogen. Yeah, I agree. You need to have the plan. Jordan, yeah, it's big account. See some big figures. Arafin to TP 3342. That would be a decent line. I thought you said you were out, mate. Daniel 3334 was the entry. Again, you must have taken it because you had some sort of reason to take it, so you just got to trust your analysis, mate. Again, just because I'm not in a trade doesn't mean it won't move or do its thing, so you've got to back yourself in. Still learning, that's fair enough, but look, I'm not no guru. There is no such thing as a guru. I'm just a competent trader. Asking my opinion of it, the good thing is you got the 15-minute candle probabilities being to the upside, so it could push a little bit further up. But against the strength of the M30 and the previous 15-minute candle, the bearish impulse from the downside, the rejection, sorry, I don't yet have enough personally to trust that we're ready to head back up. So that's why I'm not in the trade at the minute. Pre-market of gold buys, Trump also released new tariffs. Did he? But yeah, BTC is all-time high. Aussie Ventures, what do you think about XRP? I currently have 300 in it. It's going to follow Bitcoin, and it's looking pretty bullish, so Yeah, I don't trade the cryptos, guys, so... But it's like gold and silver. What happens is gold will make usually the first move and then silver will follow, but follow with a lot more volatility. Make a bigger percentage move, both up and down. So silver's like the old coin, so is platinum. But platinum could actually eventually be worth more than gold yet again. Edward, if you took the buy, where should you put the TP? Above the high? No, not above the high. I'd be targeting 33.43. A.C.T.com. Just going along. Okay. Hope you got a trade management plan. Sean Will, what broker do you recommend for an account around 1k? I'll type in the chat just in case it triggers the bots to ban me. Arafin, hold on. Oh, okay. Shall I keep holding? Mate, you know how I go about it. I wouldn't just keep holding. I'd have, again, a plan. My plan would be the daily high. That's what I'd be looking at. Hater plus London just opened, so it needs to sweep some sort of liquidity on 1 hour chart. Well, it's pretty much swept liquidity from the upside on the previous candle. But it's at a tough level, guys, because it's above a previous resistance. We did trigger in some sellers and obviously buyers at that level, so it is the level of interest. As we can see here, lots of choppy price action, lots of levels of minor support. Starts to open up a bit again below 33.22, 23, that sort of region. Hoye, buy, not for me, not just yet. YouTube sit. TP at 43. Yeah, that's fair enough. What is your time frame, Jonah? Predominantly to 15, but also look at it multiple time frames. Look at higher time frames to begin. Eventually make my way down to the 5 as well. It's not, I don't know, it's not yet convincing in my opinion. YouTube's at 5 minute. Ethan, yes, if I take a trade, I do show it. Jonah, yeah, this is goal. Harold, do you have any recommendations for a good prop firm? Just go with the tried, tested, proven. That is, as far as I'm concerned, FDMO, Fivers, and Audacity is the only other one. I've seen consistent evidence of people getting paid out. People obviously I personally know. So I'd stick with those 3. I'm not affiliated with any of them, so no benefit to me. All right, gold pushing a little bit here. All right, so ideally what I love to see is this candle closing strong. And once again, a little bit of a weak pause on the 5 minute. We have tapped into 30-minute support, so that is a good thing. Not really yet confirmed any structure here on the 5 minute, because this could just be pulling back to create a lower high before it potentially comes back down lower. Alright, so not bad just now. This closes bearish and the following one closes strong bullish, then I would trust the buy. So if the next 5 minute candle closes something like so, I'll be waiting for lower wick to form on the new M30 and then look for a buy above the high. Flip back bullish. All right. Maybe not then. See how this candle closes. Has to close very weak bearish now. Something like so, ideally. 30 would be closing back above support. 15, obviously, but the 15 again. Ideally, I'd like it to look like that on the 15. We had a couple bullish candles, a little weak pause, and then Intrusive begins to break it. Hans, are you in a trade? No. 900 fiends, buy or sell, chat. I'm preferring a buy from the current level. Jordan, so mate, I passed the test, get the EG 10k funded, so I do trade, make fun profit. How much do I keep off? It just depends because they all have different payout percentages and all that. And I think I know the one I was in, for the first 3 months, they only pay out 50% of your profit split, so it's 50% profit split, and the max profit they'll pay out was 5% or something. So basically you do the math, so if you had a 5% month, you basically just got 2.5% of that, and then it just depends on what account size and that was your profit. As you go deeper into the time, so after 3 months, they're all different. Some don't have that, I don't think. Some straight up give you 70-80%. It gets to the point where I think you can scale up to like a 90% profit split. So you get obviously 90%, they take 10, and it's unlimited, I think. YouTube sit. You can wait for 15-minute candles to close and then maybe buy. Possibly. It will also come down to this 5-minute candle. We're inside looking at volume. Material. Hey man, I'm new to day trading. What app or website do you recommend? TradingView is what I'm using to chart. It is a lot easier. MetaTrader is tedious, but MetaTrader is what you likely need in order to actually take trades. If you're on a live account, you can also open a demo account. That's how you prefer to go about. It's probably better thing to do as a newbie. Or the other option is C-Trader, and I think it's one or two others to be honest. But TradingView, it's a free app. It's good just to do some analysis on, draw up your charts and things like that. So obviously you can see it there, tradingview.com. Jonah, we are waiting for your go signal. Well, I'm waiting for a signal to go, but I don't have it just yet. So like I said, I want this to close very weak bearish, and then look for an entry as price breaks on the following candle. If it doesn't, I'm a little bit concerned, and it still could be just a higher low, a lower high, sorry, being created. But if it does, I'm ticking off in accordance to my plan, my price action patterns. I'm ticking off a few boxes here. If it doesn't, then it's just not my trade at the minute. But yeah, all good. What pair is this? Fifth. This is gold XAUUSD spot gold. Let's quickly look at German 40 and FTSE. So German 40 rejecting that zone. Oh, so it closed above. Had no idea how this candle formed. Looked like it popped straight up, so it gapped up. Off the back of that, I would not have been interested. But it sells, not a bad confluence to look for the sells, but you would not have been triggered in because it's never broken that candle's low. FTSE, strong rejection. Yeah, I would have expected a fair bit of volume on this for session open, seeing we've had high impact news for the pound a little bit earlier today. All right, so if there is to be gold buys, it's going to be, for me, 33, 35, 40. The stop loss, So the new candle needs a lower wick. Stop loss will be below to 15, about 26 pips. All right. Got a little bit of low wick, so I might take a small entry if we break. 33, 35, 40. Not in just yet. Now, being a Friday, lower the risk. If you had a decent week and you're willing to risk some of the profit, that's pretty much what I do on a Friday. So got the week 5-minute closure. Now, what would be nice is even if we break below that, tap back into this support and begin to bounce off it and break the high. Or even if we close this candle back bearish. But let's see, I want it to happen soon. Just to be honest, I don't want to stick around too long. I've got things to do. So the entry's at 40. Remember, guys. Let's see. Not in just yet. If we break the high, I will be in. So we'll see. Where should we set TP? Again, I look for small movements in the market, so I'll secure in between, but the TP, the NTP will be around 43. Oh, close to being triggered. All right, I'm in. So let's see. What I'm going to do is start to adjust stop loss to pretty much the open of that previous candle. It's already beginning to manage risk off the bat. That's how I'll go about it. Never want to take a full loss. But again, smaller entry, seeing it's a Friday. We'll see. Constantine, good morning to you. Gold, yep, in a buy at the minute. Jonah, 33.43. Rejecting at the minute, so I'm down 6 pips. But we'll see. Gold ain't for us, there you go. Oh no, it's a precious metal. It's traded against the US dollar, which is a currency. Which pair? This is gold. Tony, you can, but it's very tricky to trade off your phone, to be honest. It's very difficult. Nonfi, thank you for the sticker. Yeah, it's very difficult managing trades. It is a bit easy now though for MetaTrader 5 for the most recent update, but I still wouldn't recommend it. You really should at least have a laptop or something. Constantine, 15, yeah, 15 and the 5 here. So we'll watch the 5 a bit. We need to close pretty strong bullish. We need to definitely close bullish here. Jed, yep, in buys. Django, my stop loss was below 15. Again, it's a Friday. I'm accepting the risk. I've already managed the stop loss to just below the previous candles open. That's just how I go about it. I never take big losses. I keep my losses small. That way I don't need a big win as well. It's what works for me. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Don Lee, this is gold, XAUUSD, spot gold. All right, so the 5's closed. It's closed bullish. Yeah, we're still okay for the time being. Manic. TP again. I'll secure in between. I'll probably start securing at 10 plus, to be honest. Just a small trade, but the overall TP is 33.43 if it eventually got to that point. If you look to the left, came up to a similar level and dropped. Again, I'm fully aware. I'm all good. I'm going about it, you know, with the way I want to go about it. You know, tick the box in accordance to my plan. So that's it. Stop loss. So in a minute, I've got it just below the open of the previous M15. I've started to manage it quickly. And it's a Friday. So just chilling. It's a Friday, small entry. Not all that concerned by it, to be honest. Happy to take the risk. Using a little bit of intuition along with some sort of technicals, but it's not the perfect setup, to be honest, guys. A better setup is if we had a little pause in the 15 prior to entering, broke 15-minute pause candles high, correlating with 30-minute closing bullish as well. That would be perfect. But we'll see. It's at entry. Hater, you entered like a quarter of my position right now. Moment, I have a strong move right now. 22nd, fair enough. Layering in. Let's see. It's just hovering around the entry, not really doing much. How many lots? It's not a big position. This is a smaller position. This is about a quarter of my normal position. So I'm trading with part of the profit from the week. Not a great deal, just a small part. Because it's a Friday. The last thing I want to do is take a big loss on a Friday. But I'm scared because London. Yeah, if you're scared, then you shouldn't really be in the trade. It's fact. JD got a key level at 33.35, so if you close above, that should be good. Yeah, fair enough. Hater, then probably a inverse and good short from there. Yeah, so you just got to play, you know, if you're comfortable in it, then hold it. If you're not, then consider cutting it. So I'm moving stop loss to just below the entry candle. We've got 4 pips on the table. Has no need to, seeing it has a high, low, high, high, to break its own low. And again, it's just how I go about it. So 4.5, 5 pip profit. And if it's a loss, it's a tiny loss. So it doesn't really have any sort of impact at all on proceedings for the week. Which is a bit high, I'll just get to break even. Do I trade A.C.T? No. It's pure, simple price action. Hater, gonna enter another position. Here we go. All right, 7 pips. Stop loss 2 entry. I don't want to take a loss from here, and that's it. Now I am risk free. I'll let it do its thing. See where it goes. There we go. We got more 9 pips on the table. And there you go. You got your 10 if you want it. And job done for a Friday. All right, so 15 pips, I've just closed half. And I'm gonna let the rest run. And nicely done. Well done, guys. So you got about 17 pip profit. And again, it's just me following a plan, ignoring the noise. I know people were saying it's not a buy, it's a sell, whatever, it's too much sell pressure. It's just me following my plan. And that's what you guys need to do. That's what you need to do. Irrespective of my opinion as well. If you're looking for a sell, don't let me, you know, sway your opinion of things. With 22, 23 pips in profit. Smash the like button. I gotta add yesterday's trade, by the way, guys. I forgot. For the GJ loss on stream. I will fix it all out. Franco, thank you. Brad, appreciate it, mate. Hope you're well, by the way. Navi, legend, mate. Lau, well done, guys. Good work. So we're safely in profits, guys. Looking really, really nice here. Didn't really sit through any drawdown as well, which is even better. So well done to anyone who took the trade. And a great way to end the week. So just risking a bit of the profit and ends up being, you know, a little bit more profit for the week. Nicely done. Peanut, thank you, mate. Hater instead of second position with break even, no risk. Nice one. Og Manic, ain't no short. It just went above buy zone. It's rocket. Nice one. Redman, what lot size please do you use? This one's a really small one, in all honesty. This one's under one lot. So it is a small one. But again, it's just because I'm risking a certain percentage of profit. That's it. Little percent of the profit. Full transparency, I don't trade huge lot sizes. The biggest lots I've traded is 8, other than the funded account. That's a different story. But on a personally funded account, the biggest lots I've ever traded was an 8 lot. So it's nothing massive, but definitely, you know, enough to see some big returns and big losses if you're not careful. So I did actually close another little bit of a position up around the 20. And we'll see. Still 15, 17, more 18 pips now on the small remaining position. Hey, Hake, look at it from weekly. It's bullish, so continue to take out previous week's high. Yeah, that is, yeah, but it's just bullish. It's spent a fair portion of it being bearish. It's just that it's open right now. But Augment, no, that was on a personal account. That was a while ago. I've not traded 8 lots for a while on a personal account. Prop firm, that was bigger than 8 lots. The 300k account. Some of them were big ones. Surfer Abdi is 33, 39, good CP. That week to left, potentially. Is it 5-minute support? No. Look, I do it differently. I scalp. So you see, you guys saw how I was managing it as soon as I was triggered in. So how I was managing my stop loss in case it was going to go against me. So that gives me reason to manage it in profit as well. So it's just the way I go about it, guys. If you want to know more about the way I go about things, keep watching, keep tuning up to the streams. And if you want to go in more depth, I do have a course with the group, and it's the same price as a bloody streaming service. It doesn't break the bank. So you can find out all that information on the profile page. There's a link. Sell 50% at 33.38. No, okay, fair enough. Yep, that's a pretty good plan. Who was I funded with? Only funds, only scams is what they should be called, to be honest. YouTube sit? No, mate, I bought, it's right here on the screen. 23 pips in profit on the small remaining position. We are pumping. Look at that, guys. What a way to end the week. Cracking trade. So a really good week now. 4 wins, 1 loss, and 1 break even. Manic. Again, apologies for butchering the names. Do you have knowledge about prop firms? Just go with the proven. That is FDMO, Audacity, Fivers. YouTube set. Thank you. Hater, do you freeze? I have 2 positions. Point 2, just waiting for the closure, moving stop loss to profit. Nice one. Brad, doing well, nice one. Justin used 500 lots per trade. One day. Loved it. Man, seeing a guy trading swing trades for 100 lots and wow. That was an eye-opener. Obviously, you guys are multi-millionaire. Can afford to trade that, but that was crazy. Loyalty family, I'm not. This is just live capital now. So what I would suggest is if you do have a prop firm account and you are profitable and you are taking payouts from it, why not put it into a live account and copy trade it if you can? I think that's a pretty good idea because they can't take that from you. They could at any point switch off your prop firm account for whatever reason. You've broken some bullshit parameter like they did with mine. And at least that way you're still trading with funds that you didn't initially have to, invest in. It's not your initial capital. It's just money earned. And you should be able to, make that work for you as well. Sketchum SW, nice one. Yeah, look at this trade, 36 pips in profit. Great way to end the week, guys. Hater, man, this week wasn't best for me. Not live, but we are still in profits. Profit, mate. A couple weeks back, I had a losing week. It was a small losing week, but nonetheless, it wasn't a bad week, to be honest. I was happy I got out of it for only minus 0.5, 0.6 it was, something like that. But all in all, month on month, I've not had a bad month this year. Jamal, nice one. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I have done in the past, been paid out twice. Nice one. Yeah, it's the best way to go about it. Aisha, how much capital do you think is decent? Start with your own personal account, whatever you're willing and can afford to lose, to be honest. Because that's it. The reality is it's risk. So no matter how competent of a trader you are, you're only going to risk what you can afford to lose just in case, because there's no guarantees. I first started with $500 account personally. That exactly is Monique says. I personally started at 500, then I went up to 1500, blew both those accounts, then got a small account going quite well, and then I went up to 10k. And that initial jump from literally $300 to 10k was a bit of a shock to the system, in all honesty. Going from trading 10-cent lots to, or not even 5-10-cent lots to 1+ lots. And I've traded bigger in the past. JW, I'm not trying to sell anything. If I ever said buy it, and goodbye to you, mate. I'm doing it live. I'm showing you guys what I do live. If you don't like it, bugger off, mate. Simple. Simple. I never message anyone to say invest in anything or to send me money for anything, or all I mention is if you want to know more how I go about it, what works for me, links are in the description. That's it. No pressure. Yeah, Valudo, I have. What's happened to our moderator? Where is Dan, man? I have to add some more moderators. Many, all good. Dean, g'day to you, mate. I have a live account with personal funds, but I'm wanting to earn more without having to compromise. Yeah, well, you could, as long as you're competent and you're good with following rules and things like that, then maybe a prop firm could be, prop challenge could be worth it for you. Leon, up $25. Nice one. Monique, you generally prefer prop firms. You have $400, 100k. Yeah, I understand that. But again, you just got to be really good with risk management, things like that. Hater, any reason why answers confidence told me that's good. That's it. You're following your plan. Daniel, nice one. 100 Sleepy, could you please share your thoughts on 33.45 for TP? Why? Because it's the most recent level prices rejected. So I do see, I know there is a zone above it, but what if we are to create an equal high or lower high just now? So for me, I've wrapped up 75% in position. I've got 25% remaining, currently in 45 pip profit, and that's my target. That's what I've chosen. There's not, it could continue for sure. There's a chance it could, but that's just my target. Again, that's how I go about it. I don't try to, you know, swing it. For me, that's pretty much a swing, and that will be by the end of it. Let's measure it. You know, 75, 76 pips. To me, that's a solid, very solid trade. I'm just gonna call you Ogman. I hope that's okay. I'm up 700. We're going for that 1350. Fair enough. Dean long holdings. Well, it's in unmarked territory, unknown territory, all-time highs. So it's nothing to suggest it's going to make any pullback at the minute. Just try to stop, to be honest, man. If you're already in it. Again, if you ask my opinion, it's very bullish. When will that change? Closure below 105, and it's still probably bullish above 100, but if we close, we're going to flip some structure on the daily time frame, and that could lead to maybe a deeper pullback. So again, I'm not one to predict, unless you're talking about gold and silver. Not technical levels, but where I believe they could go due to other things such as fundamentals and you know, the world economy and things like that. Smart TP is 43, so it's 46 pips into profit. Soon they're gonna be bearish, yeah, potentially. But anyway, I've wrapped up 75% of my trade. Going in at 102. Well, you're flying in profits. Just trail your stop loss, mate. Tony Gold, nice one. Just Linux key. Your weight managed trades is elite. Thank you, my friend. That's why you're profitable. It definitely helps. Definitely helps. Yeah, sometimes they get taken out a little bit prematurely, but it's just what works for me. It's not going to be for everyone. Not everyone can manage to understand it well. Again, my particular course, I got a whole section, a whole chapter on trade management because it is so important. It is pivotal. You have to know how to go about it if you are to trade the way I trade. Tony Gold, so I'm talking about, nice one. Mikkel, hello from Georgia. Good day from Melbourne. Marin, can you recommend trailing stop method? Use 5 minute 50. Yeah, I'm not really good with that, to be honest. Best thing would be to use the 5 minute structure, but for the most part, I'm in our trades within about 10, 15 minutes, sometimes 1 or 2 minutes. But yeah, for the most part, you're looking at 5 minute structure. Otherwise, maybe 15-minute candle closes, but that would be in drawdown in this particular instance. So maybe 1 minute structure. So yeah, I mean, the only little minor sort of pause is 33, 36 here. To be honest, for the most part, I don't get to trail my stops. That's the honest truth. So if we wanted to break off structure, that, yeah, look, if you're holding for a longer term, for sure, that's the way to go about it. So next, I am new to your platform. Please, what time do you start? I live in London. Do you trade all the sessions? No, I don't. Again, I don't trade like full-time job. I trade London session and into pre-NY with my members group for at least 2 days a week as well. Otherwise, it's just London session. Generally, the streams start usually about an hour prior to London Open, so about 6:50, 7 a.m. UK time, other than Friday and Tuesdays, which start about 30 minutes prior to session open, so 7:30 a.m. UK time. Hater psychology, it's a big part of it. One thing I'm gonna say is before anyone decides to touch an account, work on risk match. Yep, definitely. Do you like Luna or London? Luna for London or shorts? Do I like Luna or for London or shorts? Sid, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. Para Crumb, 15 and 5. This is taken off the back of the 5 and the 15. And the 30, I suppose. The 30 did close back bullish above. Why is everyone hyping Deej? No idea. I think it's, yeah, it's going to be a rug pull, but some people will make millions from it. That's for sure. Alrighty, ladies and gents. Well, for me, that's a wrap on the week. I'm going to jump or stick on a call with my team for a little bit. So I'm going to end the stream here. So well done this week, guys. Well done to those took trade. We're currently 50 pips in profit. Looking really good. Once again, guys, do appreciate all the support throughout the week. You guys rock. Make sure to follow if you're not already doing so. I will catch you back here on Monday, guys. Monday will be as per usual, about an hour or so just before London Open, so a bit earlier than today. And guys, don't forget to give us a follow on all the different social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, all that. And also, if you want to know more, links are all there for you guys to find. Always feel free to say g'day. I do reply to every message. I do appreciate when you guys contact me. I do appreciate that some of you appreciate what I do. So always feel free to say g'day. Guys, take care. Have a good week. Have a great weekend. And all the best. I will see you guys back here Monday. Till then, cheers, my friends. Bye, guys. Members, stick around.